Good morning, sir.
Hello and good morning to all of you, and welcome back. On the pipeline. So before I start, I would like to ask. I hope everybody has been able to give the Allen paper. Yes or no? Okay. Yes. Karthik, no क्यों? Let's start now. Good morning from Karthik, Shivam, Kush, Jay, Manan, Aryan, Pratyaksh, Khushi Bhatt, Ekta, Shivam, Karthik, Jay, Tanmay, शौर्य त्यागी, अक्षित, दिव्यम. मेरे तो बस सबसे पहले का ही डिस्प्ले हो रहा है. अक्षित says that. What kind of a problem is this? I'm not getting you on. दिव्यम says कि कल गवर्नमेंट का नोटिस आया है कि स्कूल्स कैन नाउ ओपन फॉर क्लासेस 9 to 12. एक्चुअली दिव्यम ये थोड़ा डिफ्यूज नोटिस है. डिफ्यूज नोटिस इन द सेंस कि बड़े सारे रेस्ट्रिक्शंस और वो भी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के ऊपर छोड़ दिया गया है. सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ने एक जनरल वो किया है, बट स्टेट गवर्नमेंट मोस्टली एग्री नहीं किया है. आई हर्ड कि शायद कर्नाटक में 20 सितंबर के बाद उन्होंने कुछ अलाउ करने के लिए बोला है, और एक या दो स्टेट में बस ऐसे सुना है. तो लाइक हरियाणा इज नॉट इन दैट लिस्ट. लेट्स सी व्हाट हैपेंस. बट व्हाट आई एम वंडरिंग इज दैट कि जरा सोच के देखना इज दैट कि तुम लोगों का सिलेबस तो ऑलमोस्ट ऑन द वर्ज ऑफ फिनिशिंग है ना. तो अच्छा अक्षित सेज कि वो पुराने वाले टेस्ट दिख रहा है. ये सब ना हैव यू कम्युनिकेटेड. अच्छा एक चीज बताओ, एलन को डायरेक्टली मेल करने का कोई प्रोविजन नहीं है क्या? मनन नंगवाल सेज कि हाँ एलन के वेबसाइट पर मेल का ऑप्शन है, तो लाइक प्लीज अवेल दैट सो दैट ये सब जो परेशानियां हैं ये सब धीरे धीरे उससे निकलो. अक्षित सेज कि मैंने तो रवि सर को फोन करके पूछा था. Yeah, I know. I mean, there was some chit chat going on in that group also. I saw. आर्यन सेज कि आजकल कैंसर से बहुत फिल्म स्टार्स मर रहे हैं. चैडविक बोजमैन, आका ब्लैक पैंथर भी. वेल कैंसर से मर रहे हैं ठीक है, बट आई डोंट थिंक दैट्स अ बिग नंबर. आई मीन एटलीस्ट एज फार एज फिल्म स्टार्स आर कंसर्न्ड. आई डोंट नो वेदर देयर इज सम काइंड ऑफ अ जनरल रूल इन. ठीक है ना. दिव्यम टुडे आस्क्ड कि मतलब हमें जैसे काम टाइम पे नहीं करते उनका तो फायदा हो गया कि एक्स्ट्रा काम नहीं करना पड़ेगा, फाइल में कम लिखना पड़ेगा. वेल फाइल में तो इसलिए कम लिखना पड़ेगा बिकॉज द नंबर ऑफ एक्सपेरिमेंट्स हैव बीन रिड्यूस्ड. ठीक है ना. बट आई डोंट नो वेदर द नंबर ऑफ एक्सपेरिमेंट्स टू बी रिटन हैज बीन रिड्यूस्ड और नॉट. सी देयर इज अ डिफरेंस. डिफरेंस इज दैट देयर इज अ लिस्ट ऑफ आई थिंक 20 या 25 एक्सपेरिमेंट्स पिछले साल तक. मैं पिछले साल की बात कर रहा हूँ, इस साल का कुछ नहीं पता. तो पिछले साल तक there was a list of 25 experiments around, out of which 15 was supposed to be written. अब उन्होंने कट किया है. अब वो 25 में से कट किया है या 15 में से कट किया भी पता नहीं. ऐसे भी तो हो सकता है कि पता चला लिस्ट ऑफ एक्सपेरिमेंट्स में 25 की जगह 18 कर दिया और लिखने वाला 15 ही रख दिया. तो then it won't change your effort. I mean, ठीक है ना. So let's wait for the final signal. ध्रुव said कि नहीं संजय दत्त को भी हो गया है. Yeah, I know these are examples. I mean, actually the problem is that these come into the media. Otherwise, I think society में जो कैंसर का रेट होता होगा, I think इनका भी वही कैंसर का रेट होता होगा. I don't think there is a difference. चलो खैर anyway. बल्कि मैं कैंसर के ऊपर कुछ और कहना चाहूँगा is that we should be very thankful to our forefather scientists. मैं उस लिस्ट में सारे नेम्स इंक्लूड कर रहा हूँ, चाहे वो नील्स बोर हो, चाहे रदरफोर्ड हो, चाहे क्यूरी के वो हो, मैरी क्यूरी हो, या इवन her husband also. And they are quite, there's a list, big list actually, of scientists who had died because of cancer, leukemia, different types of diseases. And the primary reason being that at that time when initially radioactivity research on atomic structure all was going on, So they were two things. I mean, either they were not very equipped with safety clothing, which is available right now in today's modern world. Also, sometimes scientists become a little careless also. That is also part. So because of these two reasons, I mean, many scientists have died because of cancer, leukemia, and cancer may be ज़्यादातर skin या blood cancer. ये चीजें हैं. That was the original phase in which a lot of scientists had dedicated their lives for research on atomic science or nuclear science. So that's also part of the story. So therefore, instead of talking about cancer in film stars, maybe we can focus on cancer in our great scientists of that era. I think most of them died because of cancer. Rohan has given another twist to the story, and that is लगता है लॉकडाउन में लाइफस्टाइल की वजह से लोगों के डॉर्मेंट प्रॉब्लम्स एक्सेलरेट हो गए. चलो, anyway, I think let's put a lid to the different directions in which our minds are going. I know weekend was there, so like mine was nicely spread out here and there, so it is still not settling. So let's finally settle down. उस दिन हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे थे रदरफोर्ड एक्सपेरिमेंट के बारे में. So like let's look at the major takeaways of Rutherford. Major takeaways. Number one is of course that there is a dense positive charge region. Dense positive charge region. Okay, so I'm talking about Rutherford model. So as per his experiment, these are the conclusions that we can draw. One is that there is a dense positive charge region, and that was called as nucleus. So that was the nucleus. And second is that matter is mostly empty space. Modern calculations show that if I have, let's say, football here, and let's say at a 1400 meter radius, approximately, if there is, let's say, a table tennis ball, circling around it, then that's a big scale. 1400 meter small ping pong ball or a table tennis ball, and a football at the center. Now that is somehow the scale of an atom. So therefore you can squeeze that, you can squeeze it, and then feel the atom to be of this proportion set. Now if you do that, then you can imagine how much of empty space is there. In fact, with this we can also link one more thing. If you remember, when we were discussing photoelectric effect, we were saying that the efficiency of photons is like 10 to the power minus 7, 10 to the power minus 12, and so on. So this was the efficiency of photons. Now why is it so? That's because when photons are going, now imagine if the photons are going like this, like this, like this, like this, which one is hitting the electron? Only a very rare one is hitting the electron. And rest all the photons are going from here and there. That's because what, again, the same reason. And that is matter is mostly empty space. So that also links up with that extremely low efficiency of photons. Efficiency means low fraction of photons hitting the electrons, leading to photoelectric effect and photocurrent generation and so on. So like that was another aspect. So all these actually link up. So therefore Rutherford, the third thing is that, now that was his conclusion, is that, which is very obvious also, is that if there is a very dense nucleus and the atom is neutral, so then where are the negative charges? Isn't it? Where are the negative charges? So they must be separate. Because had the positive and negative charge been together, then the electric field would have been nearly zero just outside the nucleus, or just anywhere in the vicinity of the nucleus. Now that's not the case, because the moment we saw that those alpha particles got deviated by large amounts when they were coming close to some dense positive charge, which later on was called as nucleus. So therefore, what is the way in which the electrons can be there? So the electrons are moving. Electrons moving in circles, because if there's a dense positive charge, you cannot have, if there's a dense positive charge, you cannot have an electron which is at rest, because then it will accelerate towards the positive charge and get neutralized. I mean, the partial neutralization will happen, but that's not what is happening. So therefore, electrons are moving in circles. Now, these were the three major conclusions or takeaways as far as the Rutherford model is concerned. However, apart from this and this became a problem. This became a problem. Why? So now we are talking about, in fact, when Rutherford developed the model, it was considered as a very good and successful model. Why? Because it could more or less explain almost all the phenomena known to physics or physicists at that time. However, it got a beating very soon. Now, what was the reason? Reason number one. So, like failures, we're talking about failures. Number one is that, as far as charge is concerned, Maxwell gave a theory. We will talk about Maxwell's theory after this. I mean, after this chapter. Not this chapter, after nucleus. But Maxwell gave a theory that, as per Maxwell, any accelerating charged particle. So any accelerating charged particle radiates energy. Now trying to understand, if electron is considered as a particle and if it is moving in a circle, it has to accelerate, centripetal acceleration, and then it has to radiate. So if the electron is radiating energy, now where will it get the energy from? So it has to radiate only from its own energy. So therefore its own energy will reduce. Own energy is kinetic, it will reduce. That means what? It will start reducing the velocity, which means it will slow down. Slow down means what? It will move in a spiral inwards, not outwards, inward spiral, and then collapse into the nucleus. Now that's what is the fate of the electron going to be, if this turns out to be true. That is, electrons moving in circles. So that was the first failure. Means what? That's not possible. So it got a big jerk, or rather beating. Okay. Now there was the second one also. अच्छा, मनन says कि वो bombarding के ऊपर आपने एक अल्फा पार्टिकल के एक और क्वेश्चन दिया. हाँ, मुझे याद आ गया. चलो कोई नहीं, थोड़ी देर बात करते हैं. पहले इसको खत्म करें. Second was failure to explain discrete hydrogen spectra. Now this is a problem. Now I will tell you what the problem was. In a similar time frame, means जब Rutherford वगैरह ये सब भी है and all, उसी time frame में या उसी time zone में, उसी time region में, कुछ ही सालों के अंदर, some experiments were conducted on hydrogen, especially its radiation, upon, let's say, giving photons or something like that. Now, when these radiations were studied by a spectrometer, hydrogen spectrum radiation, hydrogen radiation spectrum, I mean, it was found out that the spectral lines were discrete. Discrete means what? That if you do an experiment on hydrogen, you will see this line, then this line, then this line. So it was discrete. Now you might say, so what? The problem is that Rutherford said that electrons are moving in circles. Right? If they're moving in circles, is it a defined circle? Rutherford said no. It can be any circle depending on its speed. Chalo, let's accept it. Now that means it can have any energy level within a specified range maybe. So if it has any energy level, then if a photon is put on the electron so that it does not come out, but let's say goes to some higher energy level and then comes back, then that difference of energy is radiated as energy. Now these are things that you have studied already. Now what was found out was that if Rutherford is true, then the electron can go from any energy to any energy within a certain range. So therefore within that certain range, any energy of radiation should be seen, but that was not what was seen. What was seen was discrete lines. Discrete lines means only specific lines. That means the energy level of these electrons are defined energy levels. Now Rutherford just couldn't explain because the model didn't have that specification or feature to explain this unique development. So therefore, on these two main counts, one was the fact that Maxwell's theory contradiction, and the second was the failure to explain discrete nature of hydrogen spectrum. Those were the two reasons why Rutherford's model was a failure, and for quite a few years, actually a new model did not come up. And the reason was that initially scientists were very happy and satisfied with this model. But when this model also got a beating, scientists were actually shocked. कि अरे बाप, ये क्या हो गया? तो मतलब बहुत ही फंडामेंटल चीजें फेल कर गया. ये तो क्लासिकल फिजिक्स के हिसाब से तो कुछ हो ही नहीं पाएगा. So it was almost a dead end. It was only the genius, you can say, of Niels Bohr who bypassed this. He said, okay, fine. Maxwell says charge particle, this, whatever. He said that what if I do not consider the electron as a particle? Let's say if I consider as a wave. And at that time, the wave nature of matter was already something that was discovered. De Broglie and other things were already discovered by that time. So therefore, what he proposed was that, so when Rutherford model failed, Bohr's model came up. Now Bohr said that let's consider the electron as a wave. Let's consider the electron as a wave. And to have a sustained wave, the electrons which are moving in circles, cannot be in any path. They have to be in some specified paths. So therefore, these electrons as a wave, number one, and number two is that electrons can stay in a stable manner only in specified orbits. Now you might say, what is this specified orbit kind of? है ना? now देखो specified orbit इस तरीके से अगर मान लो let us say this is an orbit और मान लो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक को एक वेव मान रहा. अब ये एक वेव हो गया, दूसरा वेव हो गया, तीसरा वेव हो गया, चौथा वेव हो गया. Now see, this does not match. So therefore, this wave system is not going to be in constructive form. It will destructive form. So it will destroy each other, and therefore this wave cannot sustain. So therefore, what can sustain is when these kind of thing does not happen. So what is the alternative? So this is like ruled out. So what is the alternative? Alternative is that if the electrons can move nicely like this, so that there is a certain number of waves. Now this way the electron can stay. One way of visualizing this is that, let's say there's a string, a circular string in space, no gravity. What you do is that you take any part of the circle and just move it up and down. So what will happen? The waves will go around and come back. Now if they match with each other, then that wave will what? Sustain on that string. If it does not match, then it will start cutting each other and therefore reducing the energy, and finally it is going to die down because they will not match actually. So in this case, this is not something that can exist. This is something that can exist. So this is an unstable orbit. So even if you by chance force it, it won't be able to stay in it in a stable manner. And this is a stable orbit. That means a stable orbit will have this feature. That means the stable orbit will have a feature that 2 pi r, that is the circumference of it, has to be equal to integral number of waves, is equal to n lambda. Now by that time, what we are talking about, it was already known that matter is also wave, and the wavelength was also known according to de Broglie formula. So according to de Broglie, lambda is equal to h upon mv. Therefore, from here we can get 2 pi r is equal to n into h by mv. That means mvr is equal to n into where n is equal to 1, 2, 3. So this n is basically the shell number, also called principal quantum number. So therefore, electrons can stay in a stable manner only in specified orbits. Which orbits? Which will satisfy this condition. Now, MVR is what? Angular momentum. So therefore, it's not exactly third point, it's an extension of the second point only. It is just that I can now write third point as that L is equal to N into H by 2 pi. This is called angular momentum quantization. Okay. So now we have for K, L, M, N, dot, shells. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is the thing. So for every shell, the angular momentum that would be prevailing in that shell will be integral multiple of h by 2. That is what is called as angular momentum quantization. Quantization means what? That any quantity of that type, will be some integral multiple of some fundamental quantity. Now that fundamental quantity will be a constant kind of. It's a constant, h by 2 pi, it's a constant. Then कोई भी shell का angular momentum क्या होगा? N into h by 2 pi. And that was the basic idea behind Bohr's theory. So you might say, does Bohr's theory really work? Well, honestly speaking, it does not work much. But yes, he now won the Nobel Prize. That was because at least this theory, first of all, was a big jump and progress from the earlier failure of Rutherford's model. And for a big length of time, not much came up in terms of its development. Development means scientific development in terms of atomic model. And then he gave a new one, new perspective. So that was accepted, number one. Number two is that it could explain the discrete nature of hydrogen spectrum very well. And not only that, for small orbits, or rather for the first few orbits, the practical result and the theoretical result born out of this mathematical concept that we're generating, they were pretty matching. So therefore, all these meant that Rutherford model became accepted. However, the flip side or the negative side is that it is valid, or it works to a great extent only for hydrogen and hydrogen-like elements. Does not work well, or to put it like this, that there's a big error if you do calculations based on hydrogen, Bohr's model on hydrogen, unlike species, which are not like hydrogen. So failure भी है Rutherford का, but at least ठीक है, एक initial euphoria हुआ था, that was because it could explain hydrogen's model. ठीक है ना? This hydrogen atom. So that was the crux of the idea. That means, because angular momentum is specified, so therefore the energy levels of the electrons are also therefore defined and discrete. Hence, during electronic transitions, the emission spectra is also discrete. Satyam is an interesting question, and that is Akshita's even more important question. So let's answer Akshit first. Is there any CPT on Thursday? Well, any CPT का नहीं पता, but physics का तो अगले week. अब any में तो I think physical education भी आ जाता है या English वगैरह भी आ जाता है, I don't know. But physics का इस week नहीं है, physics का next week है. That is on next Thursday, not this Thursday. ठीक है. Satyam has okay. Jay has now asked the syllabus. Well, honestly speaking, syllabus ने मैंने discuss किया नहीं किसी के साथ. So like maybe I will just put a message across the group. Like वहाँ से revert आने दो. मैं कल बता दूँगा syllabus. ठीक है. कल मतलब कल या परसों, because it also depends on how fast the revert is there. Satyam has asked कि इसमें n is equal to 1 कैसे draw करें? That's an interesting question. वो actually ना n is equal to 1 draw करने का मैं एक दूसरा तरीका बताता हूँ. मैं एक काम करता हूँ. मैं एक string लेता हूँ और ये length है और इस string को ऐसे करके एक single wave पे बांध. ठीक है. और अब एक काम करो, ये जो string straight लिया ना, इसको imagine करो कि मैंने इसको circle में डाला. ठीक है. So that would be the way to visualize कि n is equal to 1 में क्या हो. यानी pi r length पे एक ऊपर का hump होगा और दूसरे pi r length पे एक नीचे का hump होगा. And then it will alternate. So like that's how the thing will happen. So that's the way to visualize. I know दूसरे चलो तुम बता दिया. I know for other n values, मतलब जैसे 5, 7 के लिए it's easy to visualize and draw also. कि वो फटाफट 5 draw कर दे and all. It's easy to draw. 1 के लिए थोड़ा draw करने में मुश्किल है. I understand that. इसलिए मैंने बोला कि इसको visualize कैसे करो कि ये एक wave है और समझ लो कि इसको join करो. So that's the way to understand. ठीक है ना? चलो, so like that explains the discrete nature of atomic spectrum. Now let's look at some details. So now that it has been accepted, Bohr theorem. Niels Bohr के बारे में एक eccentricity था. Some of you, many of you must have heard the story about Niels Bohr. Superstition. So you might be wondering कि scientist और superstition ये कैसे हुआ? ना देखो, कितना भी science पढ़ लो, forget about Niels Bohr and all. Even amongst us also, even after reading science, I mean, we are almost the entire population, those who have cleared, let's say, class 10, have read science. Or even 7th, 8th, 9th also have read science, little bit or whatever level it might be. And even 11th, 12th also. And yet, we are at times so superstitious. I'm sure some of you also might have all those, कि यही वाला pen से मेरा exam अच्छा जाता है, and a kind of things. I mean, yeah, maybe during exams we do certain tilak and all. So a lot of superstition is there. So I'm not saying against tilak. I mean, that's up to you. I don't apply does not mean that you also don't apply. But why is it only during exam hall or examination? So that's the superstition, that if I do it, then maybe it will have a positive impact. So I cannot consider it anything more than superstition. So we are superstitious. ऐसे बात नहीं है. Some of us are. I don't know whether I am also or not. I try to avoid superstition, but I don't know whether I avoid 100% or not. कई बार superstition के अलावा facts भी होते हैं. But anyway, coming to Niels Bohr, England में उस जमाने में horseshoe magnet was considered as lucky. ठीक है ना? तो horseshoe magnet was considered as lucky, and Niels Bohr in his door outside used to have this horseshoe magnet tied to the door end, or maybe pinned to the door. Now, when a group of scientists came to meet him, so I mean, he was a famous scientist. I mean, so like when a group of scientists came to meet him, so obviously they would come by the door. So when they came to his door, they saw, "Hey, ये क्या? ये तो horseshoe magnet है." So they were also taken aback. अरे, इतना बड़ा scientist और superstition. And at that time, those rationalist movement and all those, they were at their peak. जैसे आजकल वो assumed हो गया कि जिसको करना है करो और जिसको नहीं करना है नहीं करो. But at that time, it was a very touchy issue. We should not be superstitious. We should do this. We should be rational. A lot of rationalist movements and all. आज भी है, खत्म नहीं हो गया. But I'm just saying, like, they are not so much in the limelight. But at that time, it was. तो जब उन्होंने एंटर किए रूम में तो पहले तो थोड़ा बहुत इंट्रोडक्शन वगैरह हुआ, इनिशियली तो कई बार होता है ना, बड़े साइंटिस्ट है, पूछने का हिम्मत नहीं होता है, फिर साइंटिफिक डिस्कशन के बीच बीच में है ना, मतलब किसी ने हिम्मत कर ही लिया, तो उन्होंने पूछा कि we saw a horseshoe magnet in your door. So he said, yes. What's the problem? He said, but we admire you for being such a great scientist. And a scientist has to be rational and should not have any of these superstitions. So don't you feel that it's a little bit of a contradiction that you are superstitious and yet you are a scientist, or put the other way around, you are a scientist and yet you are superstitious? Now, he gave a very smart reply, obviously, because if you accept that, yes, I am superstitious, that would be very odd, I mean, especially when a group of scientists have come to pay respect to you. And then, like he said nonchalantly, see, I'm not superstitious. I don't need to believe in all those horseshoe magnet, this, that. So then they counter question that then why have you kept it in the door? He said again, equally nonchalantly, that see, I don't believe in it, but I've heard that whether I believe or not, it works on its own. So then I don't need to believe, it works on its own. So that was his smart explanation, or whatever way you put it. So that's about Niels Bohr. Scientist yet a little bit superstitious. That's what we can say. So let's carry on. What is the outcome of Bohr's theory? What is we are going to study next time? अगर मैं वो करता हूँ कि अगर मान लो, let's say hydrogen like atom. तो hydrogen like atom है, और let us say ये है Ze. Ze means obviously Z is the atomic number. ठीक है ना? Z is the atomic number. ठीक है? Ze और इलेक्ट्रॉन ऐसे. तो और अगर मान लो V velocity है, we can easily say mv square by r is equal to k into Zd into E by r square. ठीक है? और as per quantization, we have what? mvr is equal to nh by 2 pi. So what I do is that I put v as nh by 2 pi m from quantization, and then putting it in this equation back, like this equation 1, this equation 2. So putting the value of v in the first equation, what do I get? I get, putting 2 in 1. The value of v from 2 in 1. What do I get? M into v square, which is like n square h square by 4 pi square m square r square is equal to k z square by r square. ठीक है? अच्छा, b square by r, तो like एक r भी आएगा, तो यानी r कितना है ना, तो एक r square और r square खत्म हो गया, तो r कितना आ गया, एक m भी खत्म हो जाएगा, तो n square by z into h square by 4 pi square m k e square. That is equal to, we call it as n square by z into r naught. So this quantity will be now combined, we call as r naught. So what do I get? I get one formula as, first formula rather, as r in the nth cell is equal to n square by z into this r naught. This r naught is approximately 0.529 angstrom. You can get it by putting the respective values, so that you can do in your own spare time. Into R naught, where R naught is equal to 0.529 angstrom, approximately 0.53 angstrom. First formula for radius. Now, because we know radius, so I can easily put it here, nh by 2 pi mr, and get the value of velocity also. So therefore, we can get the value of velocity as nh by 2 pi m, okay, r. Now, r is this n square z, n square by z into h square by 4 pi square m a square. So into n square by z into h square by 4 pi square m a square. 4 pi square m a square. So therefore, V is equal to NH, or rather, let's put it like this, Z by N into pi gets cancelled, if N भी cancel हो गया, if H भी cancel, और pi gets cancelled, 2 का 2 हो जाएगा, ये ऊपर जाएगा, Z by N into 2 pi mm cancel हो गया, K E square by H. Okay? So therefore, V is equal to Z by N into P naught. Okay? So therefore, the second formula that we get is V is equal to Z by N into V naught, where if you put the value of V naught in this expression, I think this is what we are getting. Okay. So like this is what you're getting. So V naught is equal to speed of light by 137, approximately 2.18 into 10 to the power 6 meter. That's the approximate value. Okay. तो ये हो गया velocity का formula. Fine. Now let's look at energy. Energy के लिए देखो क्या चाहिए हमें. Energy के लिए हमें चाहिए potential plus kinetic. है ना? So total energy will be equal to potential plus kinetic. Now potential energy is obviously K into Z into E by R. Okay. Plus half mv square. Now we know that mv square by R is equal to kz square by R square. So mv square will be kz square by R is equal to minus of kz square by R plus half of, that's equal to minus of half of kz square, or let's put it as 2. That's the total energy. ठीक है. इसको अगर R के वैल्यू पुट कर दो ना, तो R तो ये है n square by z है ना, that is equal to minus of k z e square by 2 into R. Now R is equal to n square by z into h square by 4 pi square m k e square. Try to combine all these things, so like 2 will get here. So z will go on the top. So minus of excuse me, 2 pi square k square z square m e to the power 4 by n square h square. So this is what? minus of z square by n square. So we get third is total energy. Third is total energy is equal to minus of z square by n square into E naught, where E naught is equal to 13.6 electron. Now these are the fundamental calculations. Now what we are going to calculate now is beyond this. ठीक है? अब ये सब थ्योरेटिकल है थोड़ा सा. अब हम लोग इसका मैथमेटिक्स स्टार्ट करेंगे. जैसे जैसे suppose I say what is the ratio of radius of lithium third shell or m orbit upon radius of hydrogen lithium plus plus ion. Because lithium plus plus will be hydrogen line. और अगर इलेक्ट्रॉन m शेल में और रेडियस ऑफ हाइड्रोजन when it is in the n shell, तो क्या रेडियस है? क्वेश्चन नंबर 1. ये वाला. 2 is what is the ratio of kinetic energy of lithium or let's say helium plus for L shell upon kinetic energy of lithium plus plus of the N shell. ये दो क्वेश्चन. Let's start. ध्रुव से इसकी ये तो लग रहा है हम केमिस्ट्री रिवाइज कर रहे हैं. देखो ये चैप्टर और अगला चैप्टर, ठीक है ना, मतलब 80% इज कॉमन इन केमिस्ट्री. अब केमिस्ट्री में अगर एटम के ऊपर 100 यूनिट्स है तो फिजिक्स में अराउंड 50 है, लेकिन वो 50 पूरा कॉमन है. ठीक है ना, या मे बी 40 कॉमन है 50 में से. एक्चुअली 50 कॉमन है, थियोरेटिकल देखा जाए तो 50 कॉमन है, बट टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन थोड़ा अलग आता है, इसलिए मैंने उसको 40 बोल दिया. अदरवाइज केमिस्ट्री का सिलेबस अगर एटम में 100 है तो फिजिक्स में 50 है, और वो पूरा ही कॉमन है एक्सेप्ट फॉर फ्यू टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन व्हिच डू नॉट कम इन केमिस्ट्री. बट जैसे ये वाला क्वेश्चन तो केमिस्ट्री में भी आ सकता है, फिजिक्स में भी आ सकता है, कहीं पे भी आ सकता है. ठीक है, चलो. एनीवे, रेडियस ऑफ लिथियम प्लस प्लस ऑफ एम शेल, ये एम है, is to radius of hydrogen n shell. काइनेटिक है जो हीलियम प्लस L शेल और काइनेटिक है जो लिथियम प्लस प्लस N शेल. Go ahead. What is the ratio? Okay, फर्स्ट का आंसर 12 दे दिया है. Okay, Viral, Aryan and Dhruv has given immediate answers. I mean, ठीक है. पहली बात तो रेडियस का क्या है ना, मेन तो n स्क्वायर बाई जेड है ना. तो n स्क्वायर बाई जेड अगर लिथियम का देखता हूं तो लिथियम के n क्या 3 है, सॉरी n मतलब हो गया m शेल का, तो KLM तो भी 3 है. तो n स्क्वायर यानी 3 का स्क्वायर अपॉन z, z इज आल्सो बाय चांस 3. ये हो गया लिथियम का. इनटू रेडियस में क्या होगा, हाइड्रोजन का तो Z1 है ना, तो इसका Z1 है और इसका Z1 है और N3 है. n4 है और इसका z हो गया 3 और n हो गया 3 KL है, ठीक। तो यानी n स्क्वायर बाई z यानी 3 स्क्वायर बाई 3 अपॉन, है ना, n स्क्वायर बाई z तो यानी 4 स्क्वायर बाई 1, तो 1 बाई 4 स्क्वायर, तो 3 बाई 16 आ रहा है पहले वाले का। ध्रुव तुमने जो 12 दिया 12 तो नहीं है, 3 बाई 16 आर्यन ने सही दिया। अब तो खुशी भट्ट ने भी दिया, हाँ सही सही दिया। वेरल ने दिया है m स्क्वायर बाई 3n स्क्वायर। अच्छा वो तुमने m और n को समझ नहीं पाया शायद, ये m और n के वैल्यू पुट कर दो। जैसे m क्या होता है KLM, तो लाइक 3 हो गया, तो इसलिए देखो n इज इक्वल टू 3 है, और ये हो गया KLMN, तो यानी n इज इक्वल टू 4 आ गया, तो इसके लिए देखो n इज इक्वल टू 4 ले लिया। Z तो हाइड्रोजन का 1 है और लिथियम का Z 3 हो गया, अकॉर्डिंगली यानी 3:16। एनर्जी, वैसे तो एनर्जी पूरे एनर्जी का है, बट देन इसमें एक रिलेशनशिप ये भी है ना, which is also for gravitation, and that is total energy is equal to potential energy by 2 is equal to minus of kinetic energy. तो देखो और अल्टीमेटली रेशियो तो यही होगा, z स्क्वायर बाय n स्क्वायर ही होगा, तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, ठीक है ना। तो यानी इसका अगर देखते हैं तो z इज इक्वल टू हीलियम है, तो यानी 2 n इज इक्वल टू 2 KL, और इसका z इज इक्वल टू 3 और n इज इक्वल टू KLMN4। That's it. यानी इक्वल टू z स्क्वायर बाय n स्क्वायर, तो 2 स्क्वायर बाय 2 स्क्वायर इनटू z स्क्वायर बाय n स्क्वायर यानी 4 स्क्वायर बाय 3 स्क्वायर, दैट इज 16 बाय 9। 16 बाय 9 सही दिया। खुशी, शौर्य, वेरल, मनन ने 4:9 दिया ना, थोड़ा सा मिस्टेक कर दिया होगा, कोई बात नहीं। ध्रुव, अच्छा नहीं चेंज कर लिया बात मिस्टेक्स आर ऑलवेज वेलकम, कोई बात, ठीक है। तो सबसे पहले आर्यन ने दे दिया, उसके बाद अब तो सब लोगों ने दे दिया, ठीक है। इजी क्वेश्चन है, वैसे ये चैप्टर सारे इजी है, मॉडर्न फिजिक्स के सारे चैप्टर्स ही इजी है, यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट इजी क्वेश्चंस, ठीक है ना। चलो, सो दैट वाज अबाउट रेशियो ऑफ रेडियस एंड एनर्जी। इसके अलावा अभी और देखता हूं, इसके अलावा थ्योरेटिकल में कुछ और चीजें मैं जानना चाहता हूं। नंबर वन इज करंट टाइम पीरियड of lithium plus M shell upon time period of helium plus N shell. This is time period. समझ ना, यानी एक शेल को कंप्लीट करना, टाइम पीरियड। सेकेंड, करंट कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग टू lithium plus L shell upon current corresponding to hydrogen M shell, ठीक है। फिर थर्ड हो गया, थर्ड इज magnetic field at the center due to hydrogen L shell and lithium या helium plus का K shell, ठीक है। और फिर एक और चीज भी है, and that is magnetic moment of helium plus L shell upon magnetic moment of lithium plus M shell। अब इनका कैलकुलेशन, ये भी इजी है पर उतना भी इजी नहीं, ठीक है ना। सो दैट इज द डिफरेंस है। ओके, वेरल हैज गिवन की आर्यन हैज की आई क्या है, वेरल ने आंसर दिया है और आर्यन ने भी आंसर दे दिया ए का, ये मतलब शायद इसका बात कर रहे हैं। आई मींस करंट, वो जो इलेक्ट्रॉन फ्लो करता है ना, मूव करता है ना, so that is also some kind of an equivalent current. तो वो करंट कितना है, ठीक है ना, वो चीज है. और फिर ये हो गया मैग्नेटिक फील्ड ड्यू टू दैट करंट एट द सेंटर. ये B हो गया मैग्नेटिक फील्ड ड्यू टू करंट एट सेंटर. एंड मैग्नेटिक मोमेंट ड्यू टू दैट इलेक्ट्रॉन मूविंग, आई मीन एट द सेंटर अगेन. ठीक है, आई मीन सॉरी, मैग्नेटिक मोमेंट तो सेंटर का नहीं होता, मैग्नेटिक मोमेंट ऑफ द करंट कैरिंग व्हाटएवर वे शेल यू कैन से. ठीक है ना. देखो ऐसे क्वेश्चन में ना वेरिएशन ही असली चीज. वी आर नॉट बॉदर्ड कि उसका वैल्यू क्या होता है. तो द रेशियो इज बीइंग आस्क्ड, तो जस्ट वेरिएशन का पैटर्न चाहिए, n by z, z to the power this, n to the power whatever, है ना. तो वो मेन चीज. पहले का आंसर सबने 3/16 दे दिया है. ध्रुव, खुशी, मनन, डंगवाल, शौर्य, आर्यन, वेरल. ठीक है, I'm just checking. In the meanwhile, just do these 4 questions. Maybe I can just take the attendance. Attendance is just now reduced by 1. How will I know who has got? यानी जो भी इस वक्त छोड़ के गया अभी, चाहे डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया, चाहे चुपी है, उसको तो एब्सेंट मार्क करना पड़ेगा. तो टाइम पीरियड का तो आ गया n / z², तो n हो गया KLM तो 3, और इसका भी z इज इक्वल टू हीलियम प्लस 22 और KLMN यानी n इज इक्वल टू 4. ये हो जाएगा 3³ by 3² into 2³ and 4². ठीक है ना. तो इसका तो अलग आ रहा.
सर 4³ होगा.
अच्छा, 4³ ठीक है. बट इसका एक आंसर आ क्या रहा है
सर 4³ नीचे भी आएगा.
हाँ, 4³ क्यों आएगा? z है ना, ये तो z तो 2 है ना, तो 2² नहीं बल्कि 4³ नीचे आएगा और 2² ऊपर जाएगा, है ना, उल्टा कर 2² और ये 4³ है. ठीक. हाँ ठीक है, तो यानी क्या होगा 3:16. ठीक है, ये आंसर सबका याद है 3/16. चलो ठीक. शिवम has asked what the last moment, last वाला, ये मैग्नेटिक मोमेंट है. ठीक है, चलो तो ये टाइम आ गया. अच्छा, करंट क्या है? करंट तो चार्ज बाय टाइम है, तो यानी जस्ट इसको उल्टा कर दो, है ना. सो देयरफॉर I हो जाएगा प्रोपोर्शनल टू z² अपॉन n³. ये तो I हो गया. ठीक है, तो अगर मैं इसका देखता हूं तो लिथियम प्लस प्लस तो z², तो z² मतलब हो गया 3² बाय KL, तो n³ मतलब हो गया 2³ इनटू हाइड्रोजन का z² मतलब हो गया 1² और KLM तो 3³ या यानी 720. ये आ रहा है 729 is 2. दूसरे वाले कहीं आ रहा है सबका. ठीक, ये आ रहा है एक 243 वगैरह आया, जो चेक कर लेना, है ना. अच्छा नहीं सॉरी 243 हो, क्योंकि 9981 और 243. ठीक, कईयों का 729 भी आया, देखो देख लेना वहां पे मिस्टेक हो रहा है. अच्छा, ये हो गया आई का. फिर हो गया मैग्नेटिक फील्ड. मैग्नेटिक फील्ड तो μ0I/2r है ना, सर्कल वाला लेंगे तो I यानी B is proportional to I/r, that in turn will be proportional to z square by n cube upon r. R हो जाता है n square by z. ठीक है ना? So therefore b is proportional to z cube by n5. बड़ी कैलकुलेशन. चलो कोई नहीं. तो z cube मतलब 1 cube by kl यानी 2 to the power 5 into z cube. तो हीलियम के लिए z cube होगा 2 cube और k यानी 1 to the power 5 यानी 1 by 1 by 2 to the power 5 2 to the power 3 यानी 1 by 2 to the power 8 यानी 1 by 256. ठीक है? तो 1 by 256. मनन इज आस्क्ड कि करंट पे आपने चार्ज तो लिया नहीं. चार्ज तो इलेक्ट्रॉन है ना? तो लाइक E by T, तो E तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है ना? हम तो एक इलेक्ट्रॉन का लेते हैं. isn't it? ये हाइड्रोजन लाइक एटम का मतलब क्या होता है? हाइड्रोजन लाइक एटम का मतलब होता है सारे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स बाहर चला गया एक्सेप्ट फॉर वन इलेक्ट्रॉन. ठीक है ना? तो ओनली वन इलेक्ट्रॉन इज देयर. तो देखो करंट में इलेक्ट्रॉन का रोल नहीं यानी चार्ज का रोल नहीं, इट्स ओनली टाइम पीरियड. तो टाइम पीरियड तो अभी भी निकाला, इसलिए इसको स्वैप कर दिया. देखो n3 by z square तो z square में है ना. चलो तो लास्ट इज द मैग्नेटिक मोमेंट. तो मैग्नेटिक मोमेंट क्या है? m I mean magnetic moment is equal to n I a. तो n तो शेल का लेंगे तो I है इन दिस केस, ये तो I हो जाएगा. तो I क्या है? z square by n cube into area. Now area is actually r square. Now r is n square by z यानी n square by z का होल स्क्वायर. यानी मैग्नेटिक मोमेंट क्या हो गया ना, z z कैंसिल हो गया, n cube n4 is proportional to only n. तो ये बॉदर वर्ड ओनली n. तो n मतलब हो गया शेल नंबर. तो लाइक हीलियम का l kl दैट इज 2 और इसका हो जाएगा KLM यानी 3. तो लास्ट का आंसर हो गया 2 by 3. तो यानी 3 by 16, 243 by 8, 1 upon 256 and the other is 2 by 3. और जहां तक जनरलाइज की बात है तो T is proportional to this, I is proportional to Z square by n cube, B is proportional to Z cube by n5 and magnetic moment is only proportional to the n. N means the principal quantum number. ठीक है? So that's it. लास्ट का 2:3 आया है. आर्यन का भी, ध्रुव ने भी दिया है, शिवम ने लास्ट का नहीं दिया, बाकी दिया है. ठीक है, चलो. Anyway, so like that's an easy question. It says that a quick practice. Now you might say क्या इनको याद करना? सी देखो मेरा सजेशन है कि सिर्फ 3 ही याद रखो, रेडियस, वेलोसिटी, एनर्जी. बस ये जो चीजें है ना, these can be just derived in 15 seconds or so. Now you might say that is precious. Yes, it is. But the problem is that to save those 15 seconds, this will require a lot of effort. And it might also get mixed up. कहाँ छोटा सा पावर ZQ N5 ये वो कहाँ इतना याद रहेगा? इससे अच्छा है कि इसको कोई याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है. रेडियस का याद होना चाहिए, वेलोसिटी का याद होना चाहिए और एनर्जी का याद होना चाहिए. बस बाकी ऑन द स्पॉट डिराइव कर लेना, दैट वुड बी बेटर. ठीक है ना? चलो, so like that's the introduction to the chapter of atoms. I mean, from here now we will scale up a little bit. Basics जो atom का करना था वो almost 70% over हो गया. अब 30% जो बचता है that is on electronic transitions. So we'll be talking about that tomorrow and then move on to questions of different types जो कि actual exam में आते हैं. ठीक है ना? क्योंकि कई बार ना एग्जाम में आते हैं वो वाले नहीं एटम नहीं जो हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे हैं या डिस्क्राइब कर रहे हैं. एग्जाम में आएंगे हाइपोथेटिकल एटम. Means they will make some situation and then say कि let us say atom अब नए तरीके से बन गया ऐसे कर. So in that new atom now find. So therefore all these relationships will become all useless because in the new atom you don't know what is the premise and what is the situation. So accordingly you have to again derive radius, velocity, energy, or for that matter any other parameter that we have just discussed. तो hypothetical questions के लिए तो even वो जो 3 फॉर्मूला जो मैंने याद करने के लिए बोला वो भी तीनों बेकार हो जाएंगे, ठीक है ना? तो फिर क्या होंगे, that's what we'll be investigating probably tomorrow, ठीक है ना? चलो आज के लिए इतना ही करते हैं. कल हम लोग इस चैप्टर के जो थोड़ा 30% थ्योरी बचता है पहले वो कर लेंगे और फिर क्वेश्चंस को आगे बढ़ाएंगे, ठीक है ना? चलो आज के लिए इतना ही. और कुछ लोगों ने मुझे कल मैसेज किए थे कि थोड़ा सा इस बार अभी तक बना नहीं पाया तो कल भेजेंगे वीकली रिपोर्ट एंड सो ऑन. क्वाइट अ फ्यू हैव सेंट आई मीन एंड सम ऑफ यू आर ऑलरेडी प्रोग्रेसिंग ऑन दैट. इट्स अ गुड थिंग. तो मेरे ख्याल से बाकी लोग जितने जितने लोग भी अभी भी थोड़ा सा द्विधा में हो कि करें या नहीं करें या भेजे या नहीं भेजे, एक्चुअली देखो भेजने का एक ही पर्पस होता है. इस अगर रेगुलर भेजते हो ना तो थोड़ा सा एक मेंटल प्रेशर बना रहता है, एक मॉरल प्रेशर बना रहता है. तो कई बार उस प्रेशर से भी हम लोग मोटिवेटेड रहते हैं. So that's the only positive part. Otherwise, it's not that I'm some kind of spying or something like that. But just that if you are sending it, I will just have a look. And if I feel that there's some small minor changes here and there, I do write the suggestions. Can you and all. And if I see that things are going fine, for a plus minus and all, I generally don't intervene. At least I'm not of that intervenist kind of a person. I rather let somebody free to do whatever you like, and provide it's of course on the right track. So that's quote unquote to be on the right track, ठीक है ना? Otherwise generally मैं इसको ज़्यादा intervene नहीं करता. I let it happen as it is happening or as you are doing, ठीक है? चलो I will wait for more responses. अच्छा ठीक है. तो like वो मैं भूल गया, वरना कल करेंगे. Okay.
थैंक यू
Thank you. Have a good day. ठीक. Okay.